G'day, this is Ray. Today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of your why in whatever it is you're doing. If you don't know what your why is, chances are you're not going to be motivated enough to get up and get out of bed and do it. Why do we get out of bed in the morning and do whatever we do? Some of us, we don't know. And we're just going along existing and we're not really happy or fulfilled. If we're talking about strength training, why do you want to do that? Maybe you want to get stronger. Maybe you want to get bigger and have bigger muscles. Maybe you want to get smaller and get rid of some stuff that you're carrying around. Maybe you want to look hot and sexy, okay? If those are just your why, then they might motivate you for a little while, but they're not going to continually motivate you, and there's a good chance you might give up. So a good question to ask yourself is, well, why is that important to me? So if you want to get stronger, it's like, well, maybe people are picking on me. If you want to get bigger muscles, again, it might be, oh, I feel small, I don't feel like I'm good enough, I don't feel like I'm big enough, so if I had bigger muscles, then maybe I'd feel better. Or, similar with if you want to get rid of some excess fat, it could be, well, people are picking on me, or I don't feel comfortable in my skin. And then the deeper question is, well, why is that important to me? Why do I want to feel comfortable in my skin? Why do I want to feel big and strong? And that could be something like, well, I want to feel good, I want to be happy. And well, why do you want to feel good? Why is that important to you? And that may be enough. I want to feel good, I want to feel happy. Underlying that, for me, if you want to have bigger goals, like if you want to break a national record or win national titles or go to world championships, for me the deeper goal was, the deeper why was, I want to feel successful, I want to feel like a champion, I want to feel good enough. And I said, well, why is that important to me? Where does that come from? And that's a good question to ask if you've got something like that that's driving you. Why do I not feel good enough already? Because I am, and you are as well. You're all good enough. You're already a champion. So why do I not feel like that already? And for me, when I've done analysis with help with some therapists and things, then I kept asking them, where did that come from? When did that first appear in my life? When did I first have that thought of I'm not enough? Or for me, actually, it was not so much not enough. It's like I won't be remembered. I'll be forgotten. It was worse than am I enough? It's like, what happens if I live my whole life and it had no purpose, it had no meaning, and I'm forgotten, and it was a waste of an existence. And I had that kind of dream when I was quite young. And so I asked myself, well, where on earth did that come from? And when I thought back, it related back to something that happened when I was very young. I was about probably 7, and I had a younger brother who'd only just been born, so he's a baby. I had an older sister who was 3 years older than me, and we'd been out to the beach one morning, and we stopped at a news agency for my dad to go in and get the paper. And I hopped out of the car, don't know why. I went in the news agency and walked around, and when I came out, the car was gone, my parents were gone, my mother and brother and my sister, they're all gone. And I'm like, how could they forget me? My sister was sitting in the car next to me. How could she not know that I wasn't there? And so I think some of my issues around being forgotten relate back to that. Now, I don't blame my parents or my sister or anything. That was just something that happened, part of my life journey. Maybe I needed to experience that experience as part of my growth and development in life. So that's all cool. It's no worries, Mum and Dad and Georgie. It's all good. I love you all. What I had forgotten there in that little story was that I didn't freak out, didn't worry myself or anything. It wasn't that far back home. So I just started walking home. And I got halfway home before my parents had gotten home, hopped out of the car, and they're gone, "Where's Ray?" And so Dad drove back and found me. I was halfway home by the time he came back and found me. So the other lesson for myself there was, well, hey, I don't really need to be remembered. I'm capable of looking after myself. I'm all right, sort of thing. So I don't know, what's your story? Everyone has their own story. What's motivating and inspiring you to do whatever you want to do? start to dig deeper than that. Okay, so when I was, training in powerlifting and wanting to break national titles and win national records, then the why was all about me. And it was, well, how can I feel good enough? How can I feel successful? And that motivated me for quite some time until I had broken national records and gone to world championships and won national titles, and then had the realization of, well, that wasn't really fulfilling for me, right? So what's deeper than that? If the why is all about me, then in the end it's not really going to be fulfilling, but that's okay, right? Because our life journey will have a number of purposes, a number of whys, and it's like an onion skin. You got to peel them, you go through one, and then go through a period of not knowing what your why is or why you're here or anything, and that's normal, it's okay. It might be frustrating, and you could get, I got a little depressed when I retired from powerlifting because I didn't know what my why was anymore. I had no goals, and a lot of my goals were associated with that feeling of, well, I don't want to be forgotten, sort of thing. And I went through quite a period of going, well, what is my purpose in life? Why am I here? What's my deeper why? And once I realized that my deeper why wasn't about me, it was about inspiring and helping other people like you to get in touch with your why and to feel successful already, feel confident already, feel loved already, because then you can authentically do whatever you're really authentically here on this earth to do. You're not chasing something to try and feel good, to try and feel successful, to try and feel loved, to try and feel important, to try and be remembered. You're here for whatever you can focus on what you're authentically here to do. So those are some great questions to ask yourself when you're trying to work out your why. Keep asking yourself, why is that important to me? Why does that matter? And then once you come up with that, keep going deeper and deeper. Each time you'll get to a deeper level of why things are important to you. And that is a great way to find your why. Love to hear your stories, what your whys are. Put them in the comments below and I will answer every single comment, I promise. Love you all. Until next time, this is Ray. Cheers.